Good morning, family, and welcome to what I'm calling the routine. This is Dr. B, and for the next 365 days, we're going to do this together. And we're not going to do it perfectly, but we are going to do it consistently. You know, we all talk about wanting a routine. We talk about discipline, consistency, faith, growth, but most of us don't actually have a routine that we can return to every single day. This isn't going to be me teaching you from the outside. This is me committing to becoming with you. So if you hang with me for 30 days, you'll build a powerful habit. If you hang with me for 90 days, it will change your life. But if you hang with me for all 365 days, your life will never be the same. And that, my friend, is a complete promise. As people who want to live their best lives, we need to be intentional. No, we have to be intentional. And for the next 365 days, if you join me, this is how we will start our day. We will wake up on purpose. We will protect our focus. We will not be distracted by opening our phones, devices, TV, computers, etc. until we are done here. We will hydrate immediately. We will create stillness through our breathing. We will work on our connection and our identity through a short devotional. We will focus on our gratitude. We will set our intention for the day. We will plan to make a connection with somebody this day. We will make and keep at least one promise to ourselves. And at some point today, we will move our body, not together, but you can do exercise, you can get it done. So now listen, if you're just finding us today, whether it's day 1 or day 200, you're right on time. These days don't build on each other, but each one stands on its own, and it's about consistency. And I understand because of the time zone, we're doing it at 6:30 Mountain Time, but whatever, you might have kids, you might have work and a real life. You may not always be able to join us live, and that's okay. If you need to, you can always watch the recording from the day before and do this routine earlier in your day if that's what it takes. It's live is obviously more powerful, but the recording still works. And that's what matters, is that you spend this time intentionally. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to show up. Welcome to the routine. Let's become together. And if you need more information, just go ahead and go to routine.live. Now let's go. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. What amazing, awesome, this incredible day. Today is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. What an amazing day that it's going to be for all of us. I want to jump right in. So let's jump into our breathing, right? So we need to make sure that we're breathing today. So we're going to jump right into there. Let me get some breathing music going here. Okay, so let's just calm ourselves. This is how we start our day every day. As we wake up on purpose. It's funny when breathe in. You'll see people that log on and then look at what we're doing and then log right off. And like, how can you tell in 6 seconds that this is something that will be beneficial for you? Because you shouldn't even take your breaths in 6 seconds or less. And everybody should breathe every morning. Often wonder as well, as we're on day 48 today, people are getting up early and doom scrolling first thing, because we're not being distracted by our phones. And I'm glad that they find us and they stick around. But just to be scrolling through trying to find something, what's going on in the lives of people that wake up trying to find something that would be beneficial to them. Don't forget to hydrate this morning. We're going to do it right after we're done breathing here. So go get your water if you don't already have it. If you're watching this on a recording, hit pause, go and get some water, and come back. Be grateful for this morning. What are you grateful for this morning? I'm grateful that you woke up. I had an amazing dream about a mansion. Grateful when I have those dreams that I can remember that show God's goodness. Who are you going to connect with? Good morning, Sonia. Glad to have you on with us today. See your message. How are you going to affirm your day? We're going to do affirmations together. Who are you going to connect with today? Let's do 3 more. Breathe in. Big belly breath. Stomach should be out. Sometimes that's the hardest thing. The more air you take in, the easier it is to contract your stomach. But when you push it out into your extremities. 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. All right, grab your water. If you haven't already. And we're going to drink it. Hydrate before you caffeinate. Hydrate before you caffeinate. One of the most important things you can do every morning is your hydration. All right, let's jump into our devotional. And we'll turn it down just a little bit. All right, I'm going to add it to the stage. I don't want to forget to do that. I even have a note on here, put on screen. Grace is greater than being right. Grace is greater than being right. So the verse, clothe yourself with compassion, kindness, humility. This has come from Colossians 3:12. God, help me to value relationships over my own personal ego. Help me to value relationships over ego. Yesterday, I'm just popping up so you guys can see it. Yesterday, we talked about naming when we feel hurt. And today, we're jumping into, I don't have to be right. Because one of the things is when you have to be right, sometimes it absolutely hurts another individual because you're just arguing about the fact that you need to say that you're right. You need to say that I told you so. And I don't know how important that is. I guess what makes us feel good when we say, I told you that was going to happen, and then it happens. Because sometimes we just need to make some of our own mistakes. We need to see for ourselves that that's truly what's going to happen. And then once we realize that we failed, or we realize that that wasn't the best thing to do, to have somebody put it in our face and say, I told you so. See, I was right. What part of our validation process that we need, that our ego is so big that we have to tell people that we're right? I think they already know that you're right, because if they failed and you had the right answer, you telling them doesn't make it all of a sudden like, oh wow, I guess yeah, you are right. I didn't know that. Oh gosh. Yeah, so Bonhoeffer reminds us that pride will actually fracture our community. Someone chooses to apologize first, not because they were entirely wrong, but because the relationship mattered more. And sometimes I think about something, I can be right. I don't need to tell somebody that I'm right. And even if they believe, let's say it's one of those gray areas where we both could be right at the same time, why do I need to be the person who says, hey, no, you have to listen to me because I'm right? No, I listen to me, because it just fractures our community. It fractures our relationship. The older that I get, the more I realize that the necessity of being the person who has all the answers is not necessary. The necessity of being the person who is in the moment, being present, and showing people love become far greater than any right answer that I could ever had. I had moments when I knew I could win the argument so many times. And people would tell me all the time, hey, you should be an attorney because you love to argue and fight the relationships. But winning would have had lost connections, would have cost connections, would have hurt connections, and has lost connections, and has cost connection, and has hurt connection. So choosing humility over being right felt costly in the moment, but it protected something far more valuable: unity. If you can sit back and let the situation play out, most of the time, here's what I found out. Like when you are right and somebody's arguing how they are right, and you just kind of know, and if you sit back, I don't know if you've ever done this before, you sit back and let them explain, tell me more. Okay, I'm not understanding that quite right. Maybe explain that a little bit more to me, just so I get what you're saying. And by the time they get done with their explanation, an aha moment jumps in their head and they go, oh, I guess, yeah, the way I was putting it really doesn't make sense, does it? No, it doesn't. And let them come to their own conclusion instead of you having to tell them at the beginning how dumb they are, or make them feel bad, or make them feel, stupid, I guess, for not understanding. Let them, if you have the opportunity to be present, be in the moment, like we talk about every single day, is being present, they can come to their own conclusions. I do that all the time. I'm thinking I'm so right, and I'm telling people, and I go, oh, yeah, I guess you were right. You told me that like a long time ago. And then to be able to have the humility to say, yep, I was wrong. And so today, what I want to think about is being right is overrated. Being reconciled is way more powerful. Being right is overrated. You don't always have to be right. All right, so invitation is, where do you need humility? Where in your life right now do you need to say, okay, I'm not the right all the time. I don't need to be right all the time. And I can still move a joyous and have a joyous, interesting, impactful, wonderful life and not always be right. So practice apologizing quickly if needed. Ooh, I'm sorry. Don't wait for a whole day. Don't wait for a whole week. Don't wait in the moment. Oh man, I'm so sorry. Especially, I was in a podcast yesterday with a lady named Donna, and she was just saying how important it was not to be right and to just say, hey, at this point in time, they had this thing where in their relationship with her husband, and she was married 41 years with her husband. And she said one of the things that they agreed on is that they would never say things intentionally that would hurt the other person. They would never say things intentionally that would hurt the other person. She said it's made such a big difference in the relationship. They don't call each other names. They don't say things. Now, if they accidentally do it, then they apologize right away, but never intentionally. And they know they both have that standard. They also said when they get into an argument, one of the things that they do is, instead of sitting across from each other here and here, and then you're an opposite, they would sit together, face each other, And then through that process, now they're together. The problem's here on the other side. So they're on this side, the problem's over here, and together they solve it. Two things that I thought were just amazing in the conversation. They stood out to me, and I wanted to bring them. It works perfect with what we're talking about today. So the prayer is, Lord, remove pride from my heart. So simple. Say that a few times a day. Lord, just remove the pride from my heart of the fact that I need to be right. And then the blessing that I want to give you today is, may humility preserve your relationships. May the humility that you find in yourself preserve your relationships. All right, let's jump right back into doing some more breathing. We're going to go in through the mouth. No, into the nose, out through the mouth. This one. All right, so turn the mute on because I was coughing. So you didn't need to hear me coughing during our breathing, but if you got quiet real quick, you probably, that was why. Like, it sounds not working. Three more. Well, the fact that we do is that it isn't requiring any content. Just pure putting oxygen into your body, and how important that is. And we get to do it together. All right, let's jump into our gratitude now. And in our gratitude session, we are going to, I'm reading it. I'll actually show you today my gratitude session so you can see it if you would like to see that portion of it. And so the 5 categories I have, you see life and health at the top. I do these in the evening before I come. You know, some of it is repetitive because I'm thankful for the same things and I want to remind myself. And the other is I think through things. And so if you're trying to read along with me, I interject and add as I go to these. And so if you have something like this, I would encourage you to put it together in the evening time and in the nighttime. And then when you're ready to go the next day, or you can just wake up if you wake up and want to add to it, or you just do it on the fly as we're talking. Add 5 or 10 things, write them down on a piece of paper. So as far as life and health, thank you, God, that I woke up today, that I received this day with strength and steadiness. Thank you for my body and its faithful design. Thank you for my heart beating with rhythm, my lungs breathing without strain, my brain thinking with clarity, my nervous system regulating my responses, and my cells renewing continuously. Thank you for helping me expand my capacity without neglecting my foundation. Thank you for guiding me to balance drive with rest, ambition with recovery, and effort with wisdom. I'm grateful that my health is not only sustaining me, but preparing me for greater responsibility. I thank you for that apple cider vinegar that jumps into my body and lowers my blood sugar. I thank you for the water and the hydration that I'm able to take every single day. I thank you for breathing in the oxygen that I get. I thank you for my family and my relationships. I'm deeply thankful for my family, my wife, my children, my parents, and the legacy being shaped through a consistency. I thank you for my grandchildren. I thank you for my aunts and my uncles and my cousins. I thank you for my friends, the friends that I get to see consistently. I thank you for the people that I don't get to interact with on a daily basis and the ones that I do. I thank you that you trust that has been built over time and for the privilege of leading within my home. Thank you for helping me expand my influence without shrinking my presence at home. Thank you for guiding me to remain attentive, engaged, and dependable in my relationships. I'm grateful that as I grow, my commitment to those closest to me grows stronger, not weaker. When I think about provision, I thank you for your provision in my life. And thank you for shelter, nourishment, transportation, safety, and structure. Thank you for the systems that support my daily function and allow me to focus on a higher level of responsibility. Thank you for helping me see provision as preparation for expansion. Thank you for guiding me to use my time, tools, access, and opportunities wisely. I am grateful that I have today, what I have today equips me for what I am building tomorrow. I'm grateful for the financial provision, the bank accounts that I'm able to have, and the opportunity. Thank you for income. Thank you for resources. Thank you for ideas and witty ideas and new ideas and the partnerships that follow and allow me to grow. I thank you for the ability to manage, build, and contribute. I thank you for the income that comes in as a result of others who are working with me. And I thank you for allowing me to help them grow and contribute to their finances as well. I thank you for helping me think beyond maintenance and into multiplication. I thank you for exponential growth. I thank you for guiding my financial decisions towards long-term stability. I thank you for legacy building and responsible expansion. I am grateful that financial awareness is strengthening alongside my vision. And finally, I thank you for my purpose and my impact. I'm thankful that I get to live with expanding purpose, with living boldly, that in my discipline and increasing my influence and my clarity, it's strengthening my leadership. It's strengthening my ability to talk to others. It's strengthening my ability to help others become who God created them to be. Thank you for guiding me to grow without losing alignment. Thank you for helping me remain grounded in service as impact increases. I am grateful that my life continues to help others become who you created them to be, not through just noise, but through steady example. Thank you for letting me be the example that others can look up to and that my life can reflect who you would want that to be. I thank you for this day, for the stability that supports expansions, and we are ready to thank you, Lord, for today. Amen. Amen. All right, let us jump. I think we did the last breathing, but I didn't drink my water, and I just realized that. So, how can that be that I didn't hydrate right away? All right, let's jump into our affirmations. I'm excited about the affirmations. I love doing these affirmations every day. All right. I am becoming the person my future requires. I am becoming the person my future requires. I am becoming the person that my future requires. I choose presence over pressure today. I choose presence over pressure today. Please say these with me. I choose presence over pressure today. I show up even when it's uncomfortable. I show up even when it's uncomfortable. I show up even when it's uncomfortable. I am consistent, not perfect. I am consistent, not perfect. I am consistent, not perfect. I listen before I react. I listen before I react. I listen before before I react. I am grounded, grateful, and growing. I am grounded, grateful, and growing. I am grounded, grateful, and growing. I build trust through my daily actions. I build trust through my daily actions. I build trust through my daily actions. I am connected to God, to myself, and to others. I am connected to God, to myself, and to others. I am connected to God, to myself, and others. What I practice today becomes my legacy tomorrow. What I practice today becomes my legacy tomorrow. What I practice today becomes my legacy tomorrow. I finish what I start. I finish what I start. I finish what I start. I wake up on purpose and I live with intention. I wake up on purpose and I live with intention. I wake up on purpose and I live with intention. Yes, I protect my focus and I guard my mind. I protect my focus and I guard my mind. I protect my focus and I guard my mind. I choose discipline as an act of self respect. I choose discipline as an act of self respect. I choose discipline as an act of self respect. I honor my body, my time, and my calling. I honor my body, my time, and my calling. I honor my body, my time, and my calling. I speak life to myself and to others. I speak life to myself and to others. I speak life to myself and to others. I make space for stillness and clarity. I make space for stillness and clarity. I am making space for stillness and clarity. I keep my promises, especially the ones I make to myself. I keep my promises, especially the ones I make to myself. I keep my promises, especially the ones I make to myself. I choose courage over comfort. I choose courage over comfort. I choose courage over comfort. I keep my promises. Look, that went wrong. And I started even saying it. I remember. I make meaningful connections every day. I make meaningful connections every day. I make meaningful connections every day. I take responsibility for who I am becoming. I take responsibility for who I am becoming. I take responsibility for who I am becoming. I am right where I'm supposed to be in order to become who God made me to be. I am right where I'm supposed to be in order to become who God made me to be. I am right where I'm supposed to be in order to become who God made me to be. God has already placed me and is providing me with everything I need for what He has called me to do. God has already placed me and is providing me with everything I need for what He has called me to do. God has already placed me and is providing me with everything I need for what He has called me to do. There is more than enough, and I am enough to fulfill my purpose. There is more than enough, and I am enough to fulfill my purpose. There is more than enough, and I am enough to fulfill my purpose. Everything works out for me because I direct my thought. Everything works out for me because I refuse drift. Everything works out for me because that is the person I have become. Everything works out for me because I direct my thought. Everything works out for me because I refuse drift. And everything works out for me because that is the person I have become. Everything works out for me because I direct my thought. Everything works out for me because I refuse drift. And everything works out for me because that is the person I have become. I live in abundance, there is no lack. God's provision is everywhere and in all things. I live in abundance, there is no lack. God's provision is everywhere and in all things. I live in abundance, there is no lack. God's provision is everywhere and in all things. And finally, I get to count it all joy, knowing God is using every season to strengthen me and fulfill His purpose in me and through me. I count it all joy, knowing God is using every season to strengthen me and fulfill His purpose in me and through me. Again, I count it all joy knowing God is using every season to strengthen me and fulfill His purpose in me and through me. Oh gosh, like I said, I love doing those affirmations every single day. Let's jump into the word of today. The word of today is surrendered, meaning surrendered living is trusting God's direction over your control. Surrendered living is trusting God's direction over your control. One more time, surrendered living is trusting God's direction over your control. You're trying to control everything. We talked about humility, and we talked just a minute ago, and making sure that we didn't have to be right. And so if we're surrendering to not being right, that is trusting God's direction over what we're trying to control, like trying to be right. So an example, surrender doesn't mean inaction. It means releasing outcomes while staying obedient. It replaces anxiety with peace and control with trust. In my There Is No Tiger book, I continue to talk about outcomes and us trying to control the outcomes and the anxiety that produces when we're trying to predict the future. And we're trying to, because we don't know what it's going to be, and we get anxiety over things we're trying to control. So surrender doesn't mean that you still don't act. It just means that I don't know what those outcomes are going to be. All I can control is my activity. And if I'm controlling my activity in a way that God would have me to do it, then the outcomes are always going to work out. Whether they're outcomes that are, hey, this is positive and my life is so much better, or they're outcomes that, hey, man, I really didn't want that to happen, but I was able to grow through it. Because I count it all joy in my situation, right? And whatever that my situation is, if I've surrendered that to let God take care of the outcomes, then it does control my anxiety. One time I had a plan so tight that any change made me anxious. When I do these events, like I have this event that's coming up this Saturday, I have this event, and I have everything dialed in to that minute. But where do I have room for just serendipitous things? Or where do I have room for things that will allow for a change? And I have to be aware and be available when life comes your way and things jump in. How do you react to those things? So I was praying, but still controlling. But things didn't go my way. I realized surrender wasn't a weakness, it was trust. Letting go created peace that I could not manufacture. And so when we think about that sometimes, is letting go just says, hey, I don't know. I want to control this. I wish I could control this. I want to, especially if you're in the world, some of us are in the world of sales sometimes. And we want to control the outcome because we want to, create or finish the sale. And sometimes it just the person that you're working with isn't ready. And that's okay. That's okay. We have to let go of the anxiety of I'm showing up. And maybe it's going to be another week. Or maybe they've rescheduled the appointment when you were just so excited about the new shiny thing that you were going to get as a result of the sale. And maybe that didn't happen, but maybe you realize, ooh, there was a manufacturer recall on that thing that I was going to buy anyway. So probably it's a good thing that I didn't purchase it at the time. So today, when you make your connection, who needs permission to let go today? Who needs permission to let go today that can surrender? And I don't want you to show up and tell them you need to surrender. You just show up and listen to them and maybe make some suggestions. Well, have you ever thought about? Have you ever thought about is a great way of asking somebody a question than telling them what you want them to do. Have you ever thought about? And speak peace to them. Hey, I know you're going through some stuff. Have you ever thought about? So today, choose one conversation to be fully present in. I said it every day because I want you to be present in the conversation because you, as a person who could possibly be the answer to their prayer, has to be attentive and knowing exactly what they're saying. Because then you can react in a way that makes sense to them. So choose that one conversation today, phone down, eyes up, listening to them. Hopefully that's getting easier. We're 48 days into this. We're practicing it every single day. We're making connections every single day. And every day I'm telling you to be present in the moment. I hope that's getting easier and easier the more that you practice to be able to do it. So what promise are you going to make to yourself today? I don't know what that promise is. You can have whatever promise you want. My suggestion is release control over one outcome. One outcome that you've been having anxiety over, that you're trying to control, release that to God. Let it, what to chips may fall wherever they fall. Do what you can, do your best, but don't worry about the income, the outcome. Worry about your activity. And if you do your activity in a way that God would have you do it, even if you don't, if you're just doing something and you're trying, you don't even know, but the activity and the consistency is what's important, not what the outcome is. And then whatever the outcome is, live with it, move forward with it, and grow with it. Right? So that's my encouragement for your promise today. Whatever your promise is, make sure you make the promise, make sure you write down the promise, make sure you say it out loud, and then whatever that is for the day, because we're keeping promises to ourselves on a daily basis. So whatever that daily promise is that you promise yourself today, make sure that you do it before you go to bed. All right, today's word was surrendered. And surrender, what an amazing word when we think about our responsibility, not only humility that we talked about earlier and releasing the things that we need earlier and not having to be right. Part of being surrendered is part of not having to be right. All right, so we're about to have you blessed by our song, and I hope you stay and listen to it. But before I say that, I just want to say, don't forget you are God's greatest gift. Let him love on you. Let him wrap his arms around you. Let him do that for you. Don't forget, you are the answer to somebody else's prayer. And so just be attentive, be aware, and be there and present and able to be that answer. And let God direct it. That's what needs to happen. And my friends, you were born for greatness. Don't forget you were born for greatness. Think about that today, as sometimes you might not feel that you're enough. You are more than enough, as we say in our affirmations, to be able to take on whatever there is. All right, so have a wonderful day. Enjoy our song today, and we will talk with you tomorrow.
Yeah. Dr.B in the building. We becoming the person now. Let's go. Woke up with a purpose, sunlight on my face. The God who made the universe still knows me by my name. Every step is kingdom, every breath is grace. I do not rush the process, I just run in my own lane. 2 ears, 1 mouth, so I listen first. Hurting people hurt people, so I speak the healing words. I am a coach, a friend, a brother, a guide, helping people break the limits that were living inside. You have to be the one before you do the thing. Identity before assignment, that is how freedom sings. Every story is sacred, every life unique, and they do not care what you know until they know you are listening. I am becoming the person God made me to be. Stepping in the calling, walking wild and free. From the podcast to the people, I pray for every day. Purpose in my heartbeat, purpose in my name. I am becoming the person, becoming the person. The journey is where my freedom stays. From mile-high flights to Chicago nights, from track lines chalk to the chaplain's light. 250 men with stories that ignite, now living boldly with purpose taking off in sight. Relationship first, that is the way I lead. Connection is the soil where the soul gets freed. I am a husband, father, and granddad too. 30 people at Thanksgiving, that's what love can do. I say you are God's greatest gift because it is true. Every room gets brighter when you walk through. I am living this mission until the final breath, helping others rise so their best becomes their next level. I am becoming the person God made me to be. Stepping in the calling, walking wild and free. From the pastures to the people, I pray for every day. Purpose in my heartbeat, purpose in my name. I am becoming the person, becoming the person. The journey is where my freedom stays. From Denver to the nations, let the good news spread. Faith over fear, that is the voice in my head. If you knew the stories and the places I have been, you would know every setback was a setup to win. I show up with bass and I show up with fire. I show up with truth for the ones who inspire. Legacy in motion, generations rise. God's fingerprints are all over my life. I am becoming the person God made me to be. Walking in the promise He keeps over me. Every step is purpose, every breath is praise. And the world gets brighter when we live this way. We are becoming the person, becoming the person. The journey is where our freedom stays. Let's go! Dr.B. Becoming the person. Every day.
All right. Well, have an amazing, awesome, incredible day today. I can't wait to talk to you guys tomorrow. Just enjoy the day. Enjoy the humility in it. Enjoy not being right. We'll talk to you tomorrow.